All right, good morning. How's everybody doing?
Great.
Good. Merry early Christmas to everybody. Regarding this game, this past game, really good game for our defense and the things that we talked about when it comes to crossing barriers. This game was a game that, as far as a coach, that you really want to frame it. And what I mean about that is, how is it going to play out? When you play against a really good defense like the Jets have, you figure the game is going to be a low-scoring game. So the one thing that we had to do, one thing that we had to cross is understanding that, and then understanding, man, we have got to limit points as much as we can. And the guys did that. They did a really good job of that. And they understood exactly how this game had to be framed, to go out there and stop the run the way they did. And our last key to victory was, man, this game was just it smelled of a game that's going to be had to be won in the last 2 minutes. And it came out like that. So that just shows the belief in our guys. They understood how the game was going to be framed. And then we went out there and executed like they needed to.
The run stopping there.
Yeah.
It's a really good run for your team. I think maybe dating back to the Giants game against Saquon.
Okay.
What do you attribute the recent stretch of success to the run? You're always focused on it. You're always want to stop the run first. So what's been the key for what's going on right now?
To me, I think it's reps and understanding exactly what we're trying to accomplish. And this is something that actually started back towards New England, of being able to do that. And, man, the more reps that our interior guys get at it, the more they get a chance to practice it, the more they get a chance to understand it, allows for these things like that to happen. So I expect this to continue. The one thing that we say in our room for the most part is, man, we want to see how tough guys are, not how fast they are. And when I say that, I don't want to get guys on the perimeter of our defense. I want to keep them right in the teeth of our defense where we have our big guys at. And our guys are doing a good job of that.
Just to build off Justin's question, obviously a big test this week in terms of the run game. You look at their 9 losses, they average 76.3 yards per game, and their 5 wins, it's 191.
Yeah.
You know what they want to do. Their identity is running football. So how important is that, again, this week and stopping that first and foremost? It seems like they build everything off that.
Well, that's something that we talk about every week as far as stopping the run. I know that's cliche that everybody says that, but it's true about what we are and who we are. I've talked about our identity for the past couple of weeks, so we know what they want to do. They know who we are and what we want to do, and, man, this would be a good battle. This would be a good test of will of men out on that field, and our guys would be up for the challenge.
It's almost been like a tale of 2 seasons. The 1-6 start, y'all win 6 out of 7. You've been around football a long time. Can you compare this experience to like any other thing in your career that you've experienced, like just turning it around so drastically in the way that y'all have been able, especially on the defensive side?
It's football. It's to everybody else, they think it's this, man, like, you never know how these seasons are going to go. I've been a part of a number of these to where, heck, we started out really, really well, and we were bad at the end of the season. I've been a part of where we started out bad, all right, we ended up getting better. So I think it's just more of the improvement. It's just, guys understand exactly who we are as a defense, the culture of our team, and what we're trying to accomplish. I think it's 2 things that's really missing in football for the most part. I think you could have these defensive gurus, these offensive gurus, man, but culture and identity means a lot. And if you can bring that to the table and guys understand that, it's going to create a winning environment. I truly believe that. So it doesn't matter really. Well, it does matter, but the thing is, you want to just make sure you have those 2 things in house. And I think that's one thing that we have done. All right, that's the reason for our improvement, because we understand our culture, we understand our identity, and, man, there's no faking in any of that with our guys.
We've written a lot about the success of your defense during this 6-7 game stretch, the points obviously being the most important stat for defense.
Yeah.
If there's one area maybe that is concerning is the big plays given up in the pass game during that stretch, 30 plays of 20 yards or more. Obviously, The last 2 games, a little bit more. what are you identifying as maybe a consistent problem there? What do you guys need to tighten up to take that last kind of concern away?
Well, we just got to play the ball. That's the most important thing. And listen, when you play man-to-man like we play, you're going to give us some yards. But at the end of the day, just like you said, the most important thing is not giving up points. We want to be aggressive. We're going to continue to be aggressive. And our guys are going to continue to improve in that area, just like we have done in the run game. We're going to do it in the passing game also. So hopefully, after we continue to practice, as we continue to understand exactly where our help's at, the guys will get better at that. And I know they will, because they do everything they can to do that. And I trust those guys.
Coach, how are you framing this Carolina game now to your entire defense?
It's really similar. It's really similar to last week. The one thing that we have to be really, really good, and the thing that I talk about, man, is first and second down efficiency. Like, that has got to be on point. Because what you don't want with this team, you don't want to get them in a third and short. Because when they get into a third and short, I guess 3rd and 5 or less, man, it's really first and second down for them, right? Because they will still run the ball in those situations. So now you can't really anticipate what they're going to do. So as far as framing this game, and we have to do everything we can to be really, really stout, be really, really competitive in a passing game on first and second down, so we can get them in those 3rd and long. So now we can anticipate and get our pass rushers out there and go to work.
Now that you've seen Romeo for the past couple of weeks, what kind of added benefit can he now bring to the defensive line?
Same thing I said last week. He's an extra pass rusher, and that showed that. So, and plus, it's just good to have that guy out. And I know he's excited to be out because he's been out for a long time, and that's tough for any player, to be out for that long and want to get out and play. And the things that he did for us in that game, there were some mistakes now, right? Which I expected to be, him just coming back. But for him to get those 2 sacks was outstanding.
You mentioned playing the ball. How much, when you went and watched that film with the guys, did they lament the fact that there were probably some opportunities for maybe 3-4 interceptions in that game? And how much has that maybe been a point of emphasis this week? Just maybe a little bit better ball skills, playing the ball a little bit better when you have those opportunities to go make the play?
Well, attacking the ball is always a point of emphasis, so that's nothing new for us. It's just the fact of us doing it, and that requires practice time. That requires individual time before and after practice to get that done. And our guys have been doing that. So the more we can get them in those situations, the better they will become.
Sounds like you aren't going to have Deshaun, just the confidence you have in C.J. Moore, and if needed, to step in there and make plays for you.
Well, I'll tell you what, those 2 guys are battling for that spot right now. So as this whole thing shakes out, we'll see exactly who will be in those spots. But it'll be one of those 2 guys. And again, I've said this last week, we don't talk about first team and second team. We have guys that's going to step up and go play. And whoever that next guy is, he's going to step up and he's going to do a good job for us.
Just building on that a little bit, regardless of which guy steps up and wins that job, you're going to be left with Kirby Joseph being your most experienced safety in terms of actual game reps. So it's such an important position for your defense, for communication. What are the challenges you face this week just to make sure those guys are prepared for all of the pre-snap stuff?
Well, we prepare all week, and I expect those guys to do a good job when they get in the game. They've been here for the whole season, so nothing's changed about what we're doing. Communication will be the same.
Can I just ask one thing?
Yep.
Yeah, Coach, you spoke pretty passionately last week about your experiences with the Jets and what they meant to you and all that. So after it was all over, what was it like to walk away a winner in that game, just personally?
I told you I wanted to beat the hell out of them. It felt good. I beat them. Just like any other team. When we win, it feels good. It's just the fact that I was there for, 9 years of my career. Well, go back to coaching, probably 13 years of my career. So anytime we win, it feels good. It just so happened I was just there for a long time.